So finally, after many failed attempts, we are here with some City Skylines. I've attempted to do this intro about 6 times so far, and every single time something has gone wrong. So hopefully this is the one. I've been playing City Skylines for since the day it came out, I believe. I've never bought any of the DLC, that doesn't interest me. But what I do enjoy is detailing my cities and just building them. So what I'm doing is starting up a new series where I'm going to be building a city in creative mode with an absolute metric fuck ton of mods and assets, like everyone else does on City Skylines. I'll eventually end up making a list of all of the assets and everything so everyone else can use them if there is actually anyone watching, which there probably isn't. I digress. We're using a custom map which was on the workshop, but I have lightly modified it because there were some issues with it in my eyes. There was a lot of flat ground. The final product isn't done, it's because I want to do some of the modelling in-game while we play. So that was the original Havenberg. You can go and find it on the Steam Workshop, and I just renamed it Havan at my little, I won't say upgraded, because I'm pretty bad at terrain editing, but it's changed. We're going to be using the Cedar Valley 4K custom map theme, and let's just jump right into it. There might be a little bit of a cut here while we wait for City Skylines' immense loading times. And here we are. Hopefully I remember to edit that bit out because that was an absolute monumental loading time. I believe it was at least 1 minute, and I'm pretty sure the game was ready to crash. Anyway, this map is just very simple. It's lightly modified. There's some waterfalls over here, and all this area is flat because I want to terraform it while we're actually in live mode. And speaking of that, I don't really have any idea how I'm going to structure these videos. I don't know if I want to do time lapses or just do it full live mode, kind of like a let's play. I haven't decided, so I'm just going to kind of go with what I'm feeling at the time of making the videos. So the structure may change over time, and hopefully as I progress it will get better. So what we're going to start off with, obviously we need a interchange into what will be our little Riverside town, and I think we're just going to start off with a simple little interchange. Obviously I'm not doing motorways. I edited all of this road back to national roads because I want it to kind of be like a way in the boonies kind of area. And yeah, it's gonna be a tiny little structure to begin with, and then hopefully we'll spread out over onto this island, and then eventually what I'm hoping is having a massive city down on the coast. But in my opinion, I like to start kind of with the smaller stuff and work up towards the cities and this, that and the other, just so there's actually a kind of a theme set already before I go out and spend most of my time on the cities. What I'm going to do at the moment is just I'm going to clear out all of these trees because I am not using these trees in this map. I'm going to be using some mod trees which are like conifers, I believe, or I don't know, they're kind of like your typical what are they called? Yeah, conifers, I was right, so never mind. So I'm just going to strip the map of most of the trees for the moment, at least in my first tile, so we can build freely. And I like with most things, I don't have a plan for this town whatsoever. I'm just going to be building what I feel like, and just going through all the main aspects of what the city will need and what the townspeople will need, and it'll just be that simple. So I think we're going to start off with some simple terraforming just to do a little bit of an interesting interchange into the city. Oh, hang on, there we go. The advanced terrain editing mod's a bit dodgy in my opinion, but I digress. In fact, no, I'm going to actually make a quick little off ramp here just to ensure, and I'm going to be probably cutting most of the boring stuff out because I do a lot. In fact, that's terrible, I don't want to curve in it. I do a lot of in-depth work, so yeah, I probably will end up putting time lapses and all that kind of thing in. And I'm sorry if there's any like lull moments in the audio. I'm obviously very new to this kind of recording. I normally just record a sentence, stop myself and stop the recording, and then record the next sentence when I think of it. So I'm learning. It's kind of a weird interchange I'm going for. It's kind of like the thing I do every single time I have to build an interchange, and that is off. That annoys me. No, let's change that. So it's kind of like a tried and tested, no traffic kind of. Well, traffic, yes, definitely. I believe it's based off of a somewhat, at least the road structure is based off of a real life interchange in Phoenix, or I can't remember if it's Phoenix or somewhere. It's somewhere in New Mexico or Phoenix. I'm not sure. I'm not very good at remembering. I'm just going to do a little bit of terrain editing there. There we go. And I probably should have put the strength down a bit. Let's just quickly grab the circle tool. Let's find a height we like. I'll say that's about right. Flatten all this out now, and let's change that back up to 1. And there we go. And yeah, while I'm doing this, I'm now going to break into a time lapse, hopefully. I am probably just going to be talking to myself though, just in case I forget to edit over it, which I probably will. So I'll see you when we are done. So this here is the basic interchange that I've built. It looks kind of big for the area, but once it's detailed, it'll be perfectly fine. It kind of deals with traffic okay. I've never had any issues with it in previous saves or renditions of this. I have made this one a little bit bigger than usual, just purely because I have the room, like, let's be honest. But yeah, it should work quite effectively, and obviously it looks a bit bland and a bit boring now, but that's why we're here to detail it. So I'm just going to start off with simple details such as surface painter, you know, covering these little things in with the concrete, just to make it really nice. There we go, lovely jubbly. And just trees, rocks, anything that suits the area I'll do perfectly. Here, there's just not really much to put on a interchange, in my opinion, other than what's going to be here, which we'll go into in the next episode. But just to preference that, it's going to be the recycling centre, that type of thing, to deal with the city's waste, such as you know, garbage bins and that type of thing. Other than that, there's really nothing else that's going to be on this national road, maybe other than a few signs here and there that point towards a town or national parks and that type of thing, because, let's be honest, nothing else really needs to go there. There's nothing that I can think of, other than maybe, I'd say, a motel somewhere down the road, a service station, I believe. Yeah, service station. I don't know what I believe they're called. I know they're called service stations. You know, petrol stations, Premier Inns, that type of thing. It's just simple. So basically what I'm going to be doing is just covering this area in conifers and rocks, just so you can't see the highway. Is it a highway? Oh, it's a national road. The national road from up in the town. Just going to mix in some of these taller trees with it, make it look nice. And then we're going to add some further detail with fences, and just to make it look like it's been thrown in there. It's kind of a newer build compared to the rest of the city, well, town. It's not something that the town people wanted, but obviously they got it. And that's what I like to do. I like to add a bit of a backstory to all the things in my towns, and the names will be something that I can recognise, and obviously as we go through, they'll become more known to anyone who is watching. Hopefully there's at least one person out there who is enjoying this so far. And as I said, it will get better over time as we do more interesting things and I become better at speaking to myself. And it's as simple as that. Just throw some rocks down, and there we go. Let's do some over here. I literally just did this randomly. There's no uniformity to it. I've just thrown down trees and thrown down rocks and thrown down the roads themselves. I haven't planned this out whatsoever. I mean, there's no point to plan it out, at least in my opinion. You get better results if you just do it randomly. And then obviously I can come back in later and change the stuff that I don't like after I look at it for an hour or two. And there probably will be stuff I'll change. I'll probably come back to this in like the next 10 hours and change it some more, and then again in another 10, and then just keep coming back to it until I've got it perfect, which will be never. So I'll just keep coming back to it, and that's the same with anything I do on this game. I'll get it perfect. At one point I'll view it as perfect, and then an hour I'll come back in an hour and I'll think, oh hang on, no, let's change that up in fact. And I think that's what keeps this game interesting for me, just the fact that the replayability. I know that every time I go back to the city that I'm building, I know that there's going to be something that I want to change in it. Just purely because after an hour or two I've noticed that that might not look as good as I originally thought. Right then, I think here I'm going to put down a little, just a random fence. It serves no purpose other than maybe like an old border of where the road was before the intersection was there. And then let's go back into the ruins, and let's just pick up one of the old trucks which are there and just make it look like something's been abandoned at the side of the road after a car accident, or it was someone's own lot that was never moved. There we go, that looks nice. Let's throw down some bushes as well, just give it a bit more depth. I'm by no means the best or even very good at detail on this game. It's just something I enjoy to do, and hopefully some of you enjoy to watch people detail the map, and that's as much as I can hope for, because that's why I'm making this. I enjoy it, I want to do it, and at the end of the day I believe that's what it's about. So there we go, nice simple interchange. There's still a few more things I need to change. There's some more rocks around here, and lighting obviously, because this national road isn't lit whatsoever. Well, I'm going to call it there for the first episode. I'm going to detail this a bit more off camera, and I'll show it to you at the beginning of next episode. Anyway, I want to thank you all for watching. Thank you all for being here for the first episode of City Skylines, and hopefully this will get better as we go. So, yeah, I'll see you next time. Goodbye.